So Eva, we are doing it.
Yes, finally. I'm super excited.
Me too. Okay, let's maybe welcome everybody. Hello, and welcome you to the conversation we want to have with activists on body liberation topics. My name is Aga. I'm the member of the Body Liberation Network in Europe and DAFI Association from Spain. I'm middle-aged, blonde, fat woman with black glasses and wearing green. Well, we are both wearing green today, yeah? Can you introduce yourself too?
Yeah. So my name is Eva, and I am from Latvia originally and also currently living there. Recently, I started calling myself fat activist because that has become my primary topic and also professional thing that I'm doing lately in the last maybe 1 or 2 years. Otherwise, I'm very deeply into non-formal education and the non-governmental sector. And I am also in Body Liberation Network. We are with Aga co-founders. And I'm really excited to be a part of this conversation because, as you might see, I'm also a fat woman, and I feel that I want my voice to be heard finally.
Okay, if you are saying you want your voice to be heard, let's go to the point. Let's go to why you decided and when you decided and how you decided, maybe 2 questions in one, why your voice should be heard.
Yeah, that's a quite complicated journey that, you know, it took more than 30 years to get there. So I will start shortly with a story about my life. So I have been fat all of my life since I was 3 or, very early age. And as it happens in our society, I have experienced lots of discrimination, bullying, and lots of injustice, let's say, in all fields. And then, first of all, I'm like, my personality is such that I'm always looking for ways to make my life easier, and also self-help and do self-therapy. I call it something like this. I constantly analyze what things are disturbing me to feel good. And somehow one day, I don't remember when and what was it exactly, first heard about this, activists who are using word fat and talking about these topics, but it didn't resonate with me super immediately. But then afterwards, I read one book by Sophie Hagen, Happy Fat, and it was very nice and smooth introduction to all of these topics that we are very much working on now. For me, it was like, yeah, that's super interesting. And then I started looking up more things on internet. And super key event for me was
Barcelona.
Exactly. I already had these ideas in my mind. We had already talked a bit with Aga about this. And then I went on a lecture in Barcelona, because in Latvia we don't have these lectures yet. Soon. I promise I will do some. And the speaker was Magdalena Pinheiro, who is also an amazing fat activist I look up to. And that was the single moment when I was like, oh my God, this is the first moment in my life when all of these very hurtful experiences and years of self-blame and shame and everything else, that all of that is somehow, it's not my fault. I understood that it's not my fault. And all of these experiences felt validated. I felt validated. I'm not the only one who suffers from that. And I am not the person to blame because it's a systemic thing. And then all clicked in my mind. And I'm like, with my experience in nonprofits and communications and project management, I was like, it all just clicked together. Like, okay, my voice, first of all, is important because I have not heard.
It is.
I have not heard anybody in Latvia talk about this. And second of all, I have the perfect skill set to talk about and implement some meaningful change. So that was the moment I understood that my voice should be heard. And I also immediately realized how.
That's amazing. I was as well in Barcelona for the Gordaphobia event last year.
Mm-hmm.
And for me as well, it was the sense of belonging.
Exactly.
In general. And me being from the DEI community, diversity, equity, inclusion, actually the final aim that we are looking for, it's to have this sense of belonging.
Yep.
But we are going to discuss the community later on, and I already hear that our community is sending us some additional questions. But let's discuss how the Body Liberation Network was created.
Yeah. Another story of my life from my experience. You know the story very well, but I think I have to put it in words and try to make it more focused for others to understand as well. But I think it started maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. Me and Aga were both in super low mental health. We just reconnected after, I don't know how many, 7 or 10 years of almost not speaking.
Probably.
On social media. And one word after another, we realized that we both are really into this topic somehow. It was very beginning. We didn't know how and why, and no, we knew why, but we didn't know how and when and so on. But we were like, but maybe we should try doing something together. And then one Zoom call after another. It was actually a very slow process because we were taking care of our mental health needs. But then after a while, some picture formed that we want to gather a group of people who care about this topic, who want to make change. And then step by step, we started working on it. We made a very nice logo with help of online help, and we talked about things we would want to achieve personally and also in society. So that was kind of the beginning.
The logo I like. It's
very nice. Yes.
Oh my God! It was several months to develop it, right?
Yeah. But maybe Aga, you can share what are the things that you remember from that process, because it's my story, but a little
slow also. And I remember it was as well exciting, and it was we already said it, we were not in the good mental health state, so it was the thing for me that actually was bringing me back to life slowly. I just wanted to do something. Yeah. I just had this mission, and with Eva, and then bringing on board as well Camila from Horizont quickly, and Alea from Germany. It was wow.
Yeah. I have to admit, for me as well, in that moment, I was so maxed out and burnt out, and this was giving me hope. Mm-hmm. That not only, in technical sense that we'll have something to do, but also that there is a possibility for change.
2.5, 3 years passed.
Yes. And we are here.
Yeah. What are you proud of so far?
Oh my God. Oh, I got goosebumps. There's it might feel that technically, by number, we have not achieved that many things, but we have achieved so many important things. First of all, we are in this project, Micro-Learning for Body Liberation, which is the second project under the name of Body Liberation Network. And we already developed the logo before, but then now we also have glossary of body liberation terminology and different terms on fat acceptance. Soon we will have our website, and slowly we feel like whenever, like, we haven't talked about this body liberation network and that many events. We have, but not that many. And whenever we do, more and more people are, let's say, interested and eager to join and willing to help and do something. And for me, I feel proud for the fact that we are building actually like a possibility for all of them to meet. Somehow that.
We are building Body Liberation Network, and maybe there will be people listening to this podcast or watching it who would like to join. I think that what we can start with is explaining a bit more what Body Liberation Network actually is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We have been using this name for the last minutes. Body Liberation Network is a network of individuals and organizations that all work towards making a world where people can live shame-free and joyfully. So basically, any body, any shape, anybody, like in 2 words, can feel accepted, seen, heard, valued, and be happy, you know. And this is the simple way how to explain it. But on this more complicated organizational level, we are just, international network of different people and organizations, and technically we have not set our types of activities very strictly yet, but the goal is to work on research, on education, on communications, advocacy, basically whatever our hearts burn for and whatever each of us as an expert in our own field can contribute with. So that's somehow how I understand it.
I just want to clarify one thing, because we were discussing a lot in the very beginning of this conversation about the fat activism, and we switch into the body liberation.
Yeah.
Is body liberation only for fat people?
Body liberation is definitely not just for the fat people. I would say that it's easier to understand if you think like there are 2 terms, body liberation and fat liberation. And in my head, at least, I explain it as fat liberation is part of body liberation. So I am a fat person, and some of the people that are around us are mostly focused on fat liberation, fat acceptance, and so on. So we have started with this field, but we really, really target, let's say, possibilities for including all of the bodies, and we are really, really excited to invite other perspectives into this broader understanding of body, not just size and weight, but also it can be other physical characteristics. And I think I have to mention very importantly other characteristics which are currently not being recognized by official bodies as means for discrimination. So, for example, color of skin is protected, and disabilities are protected. But if somebody is overweight or, let's say, fat, they are not protected by default. So, and there are other physical features which are not protected. So, for me personally, it is how I would explain it.
Okay, thank you very much. I was looking already at my mobile because we have some questions.
Ooh.
That are a surprise for me and for you. And are you ready for this?
Yes, let's go ahead.
So let's see what we have. We have first Ula asking us something. I will put the voice up so we can hear well. And
Eva, I know that body liberation and fat liberation movement in your country is as small as in mine. So my question for you is, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated to push your liberationist work forward?
That's a very cool question because when she was asking it, I felt the answer in my body. And it's very deep passion. First of all, to create change, to create meaningful change. And also somehow, because my voice and my essence has been oppressed for so long time, now it just wants to, explode all over legislation, education, health sector, like everywhere. I just, want to do as much as possible because I know I have this, I have my own strengths and as I said, I want my voice to be heard finally, and I know I can do it. That is maybe the primary level. Is there something else? What keeps me going is also, I'll tell you honestly, I'm not ready and willing to go all the time. I have doubts because also we talked with the Polish authors, with Ula and Natalia yesterday. Sometimes we feel very alone with these topics because there are so few people who work in them and who talk about these topics and know about them. So in this loneliness, I sometimes think, but maybe nobody actually needs it, and it usually happens because I do lots of work alone at home and, create these amazing things, but it's not always in collaboration with other people, not due lack of willingness, due lack of people who understand this topic deeply. And so I'm sure it will come, but not at the moment. It's not possible. So what keeps me going is these small moments when I get to talk with somebody in another country. Yesterday we had this author event or some small things that happen in Latvia. For example, when we did some advocacy work and made sure that weight, stigma, and eating disorders are included in the national plan for tackling obesity. And in these small moments, which are very crucial, I feel like, no, even sometimes I have this doubt, like I cannot ditch it. Like this keeps me going. I see it's useful and I see what people say, hear what people say, that it's meaningful for them and that they finally feel heard and that nobody is speaking about them. And these are, just a few of things.
I mean, it's a lot. It's very solid motivation to work. And I guess that maybe because of this, we are progressing and we are doing things. I have one more audio of 8 seconds from Natalia. I'm not sure if it's to you, but let's check it out.
I also have a question for Eva. What are the political strategies that you find the most useful in your work?
Ooh, that's a deep question because I'm more of practitioner, let's say. I do things which are more useful for people. So maybe my political strategy is inclusion and support for underrepresented voices. And then...
that's the mission of Daphne, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. But anyhow, we know we work in similar, directions. Otherwise... Yeah, probably like my personal strategy. I have not thought about it in very much detail, as it's not very thought out strategy. But also, as I mentioned in this advocacy case for a plan for obesity, that we figure out how we can insert our voices in different places and situations. Like, we will not be able to organize and do all of the change, but we somehow fit into already existing structures and initiatives to represent this aspect, which can be added.
Yeah, I think it's important that you will clarify the obesity thing that you were mentioning. What is it exactly? What have you done?
I'm so proud of it. But yes, so I'll try to be short. Government of Latvia, Ministry of Health, I think it was, they were about to introduce the national plan for tackling obesity for 2025-2029. And because one of members in our organization, Aya, that you will probably talk to as well, is a nutritionist, and she is in Association of Nutritionists. She received information that there is this plan in the making, and the ministry is looking for insights and critiques from the public, so from NGOs and so on, which is, I didn't know it before. I realized it's by law obligation in Latvia.
I think it's in all European countries that any law, I mean, there is this kind of participation strategy that any law needs to go through the consultation. But they are basically very often doing it.
For paper.
For paper. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But for example, I am as well in my region right now under the mandate to support the participation policies and support how the participation, how the whole process of participation and support for the policies goes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this, but so in that moment for me, it was like, oh, that's cool. We have a possibility to influence something, but it was quite urgent. Like they gave us, 2 weeks or something to give all the suggestions, and the document was like 30 or 40 pages to first of all read through critically, and then like. You can imagine, like, if you are a fat activist or body liberation activist, then talking about obesity and tackling obesity is one of big issues.
Nightmare. I mean, let's be direct. It's a nightmare.
But I am also very aware that us with our voice and us as organization or individuals, we will not be able to tackle all of the plan. We will not take down the system, So for me, like first of all, I was reading through all of this document and then understanding, okay, which are the places where we can push for actual contribution, which are the spots where or given facts they cannot leave out, which are important enough that, they somehow shape lots of perceptions or problems in tackling obesity. Of course, I was talking from that perspective because we want to help them, always being strategic with the communications and so on. But yes, and then I said for maybe 3 or 4 days, nonstop, 8 hours, something, created 9 pages of suggestions, and meanwhile gathered a few supporters for our response from this nutritionist association and from all the other people in non-formal education. Submitted this, and at the end I am so proud that we got the weight stigma is included in the national plan for tackling obesity. And exactly, yes. And it is included, I think, more than 30 times, if I remember the correct number. And what makes me even more happy, there's actual actions. Like there will be some activities. Like weight stigma will be included in activities on treating and tackling obesity for medical staff, for educational staff, for something also for parents. And additionally, they will look into possibilities to research on, they will do a research, but they'll look into possibilities of researching aspects of weight stigma in Latvian context.
Wow. I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I think it's a beautiful answer on the questions that we had from Natalia.
Yes.
And on this note, I think we can start closing this chapter of the conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much as well to the Microlearning Project and the European Union for co-financing the possibility. And I would like to invite all of you, if you want to check any other content, to go to the webpage of bodyliberation.eu.
Exactly.
And over there you will find everything that we have developed so far.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Aga, as well. It was very nice to
Pleasure.
talk and remember lots of things.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
This podcast is co-funded by European Union, belonging to Microlearning from Body Liberation Project. Recorded and edited by Joy Vázquez, Creative Commons.